Hello everyone. In this video session, I'll be looking at mini-tab activity, which is on conditional probability and independence. As usual, you need to go to your D12 shell, click on Math 1530, click on Contents, click on mini-tab Calculator Assignments, then click on Activity 3. So after that, what you're going to see is two documents, Activity 3, a Word document, and your same file, the 1530 student data, which we did in our first activity on basic graphs. It's the same data set, but now we're going to apply different kind of problems here. Okay, so I hope you guys have saved it, these mini-tab file on your laptops or desktops. I have saved it on my laptop here, and I am just going to double click this and open up the file. So once again, we are going back to the same mini-tab file which we had used in solving problems for basic graphs. At the same time, open up your activity 3, the Word document. When you do that, you will have this Word file. Now in this Word file, you will be asked, the first question is based on the problem related to throwing off or the rolling of two dice, and we have done this in the class. So I will let you work on those problems based on the lecture notes in the class. So what I will be focusing here is on question number 2, which is related to mini-tab. So in this one, the first part A says, make a clustered bar chart for gender versus left or right-handed. As I'm using Mac, so I'm going to go through the Mac steps. So let's start with this problem. So the question is saying that you make a clustered bar chart graph for gender versus left right-handed. So it's a bar chart. So once again, we're going to click on the mini-tab file, click on graph, click on bar chart, counts of unique values. Now remember, we are having two variables, but we're going to be working in groups. So we're going to click on with groups. And now we're going to look at gender versus left right-handed. So go ahead, double click on gender, and then R and L is the left right-handed. And by default, the display categorical variables will be clustered. And then just go ahead and click on OK. Now let's see the graph we have. So what we notice, this graph, we are having something called A and B. That means that's an ambiguity. That means the data set which was being taken by the students, somebody must not have written down the right answers. So now we need to make sure that we take care of that. Okay, now the questions which are asked in this session is that first save this clustered bar, and you definitely will see a misleading data. Now save this bar chart. Just a quick recap, I hope you remember it. You click on this chart and then click on the downward arrow and then copy as picture. And when you copy as picture, you need to go over here and just basically take your data set here and paste it. Okay, now the next question says, remove this misleading data and save the graph. We have done a similar kind of thing again in the basic graphs activity. So what we're going to do is we are going to sort the data, because remember the graph is showing some ambiguity. I'm just going to go through the steps with you, and then hopefully you can work on the rest of the problems. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is sort the data, the gender and the right and left-handed. So let's go and click on data, sort. Now on this column, where it says you see a blinking cursor, double click on gender, and then take the cursor to the next one and click on R and L. That's the right and the left-handed. Now columns to sort is not all, so go ahead and click and do specified columns, and by default it's writing it down for your gender and RL, and make sure you're saving it in a new worksheet. And you can let it be in worksheet 3 or correct it, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to let it be worksheet 3 here, and then press OK. Now notice, as we had sorted the data, so there are two ambiguities. So what you're going to do is we are going to delete these data sets, highlight these two rows, go edit, delete. Now remember, when you go back to our graph, notice we still have, on the male side, we also have some ambiguity. Okay, go ahead and look for data where you see the gender male. That means you'll be looking at M. Okay, there it is. Row number 245 and 246 has ambiguity. So let's highlight these two, edit, delete. Okay, now we need to, according to the instructions, we have to graph this. So let's once again graph, bar charts, counts of unique values, click on groups. It's already there. Now just go ahead and press OK. Notice this graph has a much nicer version. It has a much nicer version. So the ambiguities are gone, and then we are done. Okay, now let's look at the next problem. And then go ahead and now these what percentage of men and women. Now you have to go and complete these questions. Now let's look at the next part. It says make a clustered bar chart for commuter and dorm residents and smoker and non-smoker. So we're going to look at from the Mac instructions. Okay, let's go ahead. Now we're going to go ahead and do graph, bar charts, counts of unique values with groups. Now this time we are looking at commuter and DOMs and smokers and non-smokers. So go ahead, remove this. What is there? Okay. And we need to, okay, now see the problem is, what was happening is that my worksheet 3 was open. Remember, in this new worksheet which we created does not have the commuter and the smoker. So make sure you click on the original worksheet and then do the problem. So click on graph, once again bar charts, counts of unique values with groups. Now you see all the columns here. Okay, we're looking at commuter, and then we're looking at smokers and non-smokers. Okay, now once again click OK. Notice what happens. Oh, we see something not correct. You see, you're a commuter and you're a smoker, non-smoker in both. Now, it's not possible to be non-smoker and a smoker. So that means there was some kind of anomalies in the data set. And what are we going to do is we're going to sort the data, but this time we're going to look at commuters and smokers and just go according to the way we have done. I'll just start it and then let you complete it. So what you're going to do is click on data, click on sort. Now this time we're not going to have gender, rather we're going to have commuter, and in the next one we are going to have smokes or not. New worksheet, worksheet 4, specified columns is same. Okay. Now you clearly see, there's some missing data, none, and C is missing. Now you have to remove these data sets, remove all of them, and then once again you get follow the instructions which was done in the question number 2 part A, like for the clustered the gender versus left and right handed, and then just proceed with that. And then go ahead and once you have removed all the misleading data, create a new graph, and then go ahead and do the rest of the questions. Thank you.